So, well, I want to welcome you guys tonight to this session, uh, uh, Wealth Creation in the Digital Marketplace. I'm glad to have all of you here. I don't know if my wife Pamela has joined us or not. Pamela, are you with us?
Yes, I am, darling.
All right.
Wanting you to do my video. I don't know what happened to my picture.
Okay, you should be able to see you now.
Oh, okay.
There
Hey.
you are.
Hello.
All right. Well,
I don't know why my picture doesn't come up now on yours.
So anyway, we are going to get started tonight, and I really got involved in the crypto marketplace by encouragement of my wife, and my first response was, "Honey, I don't invest in anything I don't understand," and so.
And I said, well, let's learn.
So we're going to just jump right into the presentation tonight. So again, if you have questions along the way, we're going to take those via the Q&A area above, and we will take those at the end. Many of you already know me. I'm the founder and president of Marketplace Leaders. I owned an ad agency for 12 years and business owner for 40 years and equipped leaders in 26 countries, and just finished my 24th book. Most of you know TGIF, that's read in 105 countries. And this is my beautiful wife, Pamela, and she has an awesome prison ministry, and she's working on finishing up her book, and it's going to be awesome. And so if you don't know about her ministry, check it out at lifechangerslegacy.org. And some tremendous testimonies there of her and others. So let's start by a disclaimer. I am not an investment advisor and do not take responsibility for any actions taken from what is presented in this presentation. Please consult with your financial advisor before you invest. So, as I mentioned, you have questions along the way, put those questions in the Q&A area at any time, and we will take those at the end. Now, if you stay with us till the end, I'd like to give you a gift, a download of Are You a Biblical Worker? This is a self-assessment tool that asks questions about situations in the workplace and whether you're biblical or not. It's a free downloadable ebook, 52 questions and answers on being a biblical worker, and it's great for personal study or small groups. So you'll want to get a copy of that just by staying around till the end. So let's take a look at a few scriptures before we get started. Many of you are familiar with this scripture, Deuteronomy 8:18, and you shall remember the Lord your God, for it is he who gives you power to get well, that he may establish his covenant, which he swore to your fathers, as it is this day. What's interesting about that verse is what it says and what it doesn't say. It says, I will give you, it does not say, I will just give you wealth, but it says, I will give you the ability, the power to get well. And that puts some of the onus on us to find ways of creating wealth, whether through jobs or whatever God leads you into. Another good verse is found in Proverbs 8:20 and 21. I traverse the way of righteousness in the midst of the paths of justice, that I may cause those who love me to inherit wealth, that I may fill their treasuries. So how is God going to do all of that? Well, there are a lot of ways God can work in the life of a believer, but we all must have a strategy for building a solid financial future that's often dependent on, our age, our income, our plans and goals for the future, personal circumstances, and your risk for tolerance, as well as just being intentional. It doesn't just happen. So we have to be in alignment with God's purposes for our lives. Now, there are barriers to creating wealth in the digital marketplace. Sometimes it can be startup capital. Maybe the initial investment is too great, or you lack knowledge in the industry. You may not have any knowledge in the digital marketplace, or maybe it's too risky. The older you get, the less risk you can afford to take. Or how about return rates? Many of us have suffered from the stock market or money market rates in banks and certificates of deposit that's just, they're horrible. The rates have been just horrible. Or how about simply time? Do I have time to buy and hold stocks? We need more immediate returns, and crypto investors are very impatient when it comes to returns. Or how about just keeping it? How secure is it for future earning power? Now, there are things that can derail your financial future, like divorce or a recession or a global financial crisis. Or how about a loss of work or getting fired or an illness or a business failure or bad investment or government intervention? We're seeing more and more of government intrusion in the affairs of our lives. So any of these can derail you. But the truth is, God is still our source. No matter what happens in our life, He has the ability to restore our finances, to restore what the locust has eaten. So your portfolio should have a balance of a number of things before you ever get into what we call risk investments. Perhaps gold and silver. Maybe you need to have that physically on your property, or immediate cash on hand that's not in a bank. When it's not beyond their ability to freeze our assets. Maybe you need a tax-free vehicle for retirement, like an IRA or Roth IRA. And short-term savings, you need to have 3 months of operating expenses for emergencies. And then you need to have long-term savings and savings for major debt retirement, like a car or major repair on a house. And then you need a deposit box in a bank for important papers. And I would put additional cash there as well. And then comes the one that we're going to talk about tonight, and that is crypto and Forex. This category would be considered risk capital, where you can risk the money you can afford to lose for a higher return. So you never invest in one place. And Ecclesiastes tells us, when Solomon says in chapter 11, verse 2, invest in 7 ventures, yes, in 8. You do not know what disaster may come upon the land. So your financial pie should look something like this, where you balance the various income streams and compartments for how you're going to use your money. But we're going to talk tonight about this high risk area of investment. My wife is very good at encouraging us to store food. I've been kind of kicking and screaming with that one, but I do agree with her. Right, honey?
Now he agrees. But I've been doing it for 7 years. Well, more than that, but yeah, now he's like, okay, honey, you were right. What'd you say?
All right, let's talk about the future of money. Proverbs 13:22 says, but the wealth of the sinner is stored up for the righteous. Now, what in the world does that mean? I've heard teachers all over the world trying to figure that one out and what it's going to look like. Well, we'll talk a little bit about that tonight. So the future of banking, digital currency is transforming the world's banking system internationally, and smart wallets used from your cell phone will be the primary means of banking. There's a growing acceptance of crypto as a currency. You know, the recent fall of FTX may be scaring some people off, but it's not going away. It is here. So Bitcoin had nothing to do with the standard business cycle by which all other financial assets live and die. But over the last 2 years, that has changed. today, Bitcoin strongly correlates to the NASDAQ. So if the NASDAQ goes up, Bitcoin goes up, and vice versa. So it's becoming more tied to the markets. So institutions view Bitcoin as a high-risk trading asset. Some would say that Bitcoin alone is a commodity, and Bitcoin was at $68,000 November of 2021, but today it's around $17,000. So we've had a huge dip in the value of Bitcoin. Speculative companies have gone bankrupt the last 12 months, and there have been many scams in this marketplace. So the US is 10 years behind China in smart wallet technology adoption. By 2025, more people will open a bank account on a phone than going into a bank. Isn't that amazing? And just recently, Colorado became the first state to accept Bitcoin as payment for taxes. So I want you to notice that they're using the term Bitcoin and not cryptocurrency. Bitcoin is unique to all cryptocurrency. So two leading authorities in the crypto space both said when the Fed stops raising rates and the institutions finally understand that Bitcoin and stop trading it like a tech stock, I believe that the tsunami of cash will ultimately send Bitcoin to $500,000 or more. And these are two very strong voices in the crypto marketplace. So I don't know where that screen came from. So one of the things we need to understand about this space is it's still the wild, wild west. And so you want to be careful in what you do in this space. The last 12 months have been very, very volatile. As I just mentioned, Bitcoin went from 68,000 down to 17,000 in October of 2022, and that's what it is right now. Then there was something called Hyperverse, also known as Hypernation now. It had a great start. Many people, including myself and Pamela, were doing very, very well in that platform. However, they got off track, and we began to see difficulties in getting our funds out. And we don't know what the future is going to be for that. We hope that it's going to still have a positive outcome, but it's right now going through some crisis times right now. There was another platform called COTPS. It was giving us great returns. I was in that one and making good money. And then all of a sudden, the crash of crypto came along and they disappeared. They went off the radar and were no longer on the websites. And that same could be said of MetaFi Yielders and Ambrit Capital. That one is still scamming people. So you got to be careful. And then the biggie of the biggies, FTX, November of 2022, the multi-million-dollar bankruptcy of FTX, the second or third largest exchange in the world. So the telltale signs of a crypto scam is the high interest return. You need to be aware when it's promising really big returns, but no viable corporate address. The owners are not on the site, and there's very poor customer service. Those are some of the telltale signs of scams. Now, let's take a look at the biggest one, FTX, the exchange, the world's third largest, filed for bankruptcy protection on Friday, November the 11th. They withdrew $6 billion from the platform in just 72 hours, and rival exchange Binance abandoned a rescue plan because of what they saw was going on. Had an estimated over 1 million customers. Sam Bankman-Fried was second largest donor to the Democratic Party behind George Soros and tied to questionable dealings in the Ukraine, and a sexual house party living arrangement in the Bahamas with 10 others. So not a pretty picture. Maybe you have failed in the crypto or just in an investment. If you've been investing long enough, you no doubt have probably had some losses. But the important thing we all have to realize is if you get thrown off a horse, the worst thing you can do is never get back on a horse. The horse will be determinant of your ability to control him. So we want to get back on that horse and learn from our failures. And I like what someone once said, you got to fail forward. And that's what I have done my whole life. Now, compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it, and he who doesn't pays it. That came from Albert Einstein, of all people. So let's look at how compound interest works. Let's say that you have an investment of $500 and you get 3% interest weekly on that $500. And let's say you just keep that $500 working for you for 1 year and you compound the interest. Well, you would have this amount of 23.25, and so that's really great. Now let's take a look at the next slide here, and let's say that you put in that $500 and you keep it in there for 5 years. And at compound interest, you now have $1,088,000. And so that's almost seems incredibly difficult to understand. And so, yes?
I can't see a slide. I don't know if anyone else can, but I haven't seen a slide.
You haven't seen any slides?
No.
Yeah, I can see the slides, Oz.
I can see them too.
Okay, good. I'm glad y'all can. I'll get them later then.
Oh,
Right.
you're putting heart failure in me.
Well, yeah, I just can't see them. Maybe I'll come join you down there.
So
Okay.
this $1 million, that sounds like a great opportunity, but where can I find a company that pays 3% a week? Yeah, well, that's what we're going to learn tonight. And we're going to talk about a company. Let me get out of this little thing here. We're introducing you tonight to an investment program that does not require a great deal of knowledge about crypto trading. While it limits risk, yet pays 2 to 3.5% weekly, and has done so for over 3 years, and they're now in their 4th year. And so the company we're talking about is called Novatech. It's a Forex and crypto trading platform that pays out an average of 2 to 4% weekly and has done that consistently. So Novatech is a registered MetaTrader broker operating its own trading platform with one of the deepest liquidity pools in the industry. They offer cryptocurrency and Forex trading, and they have PAM and MT5 accounts, which I'll explain in a moment, and a cryptocurrency payment gateway. And they have an exclusive affiliate program, which is really great. Their corporate headquarters are in Palm Beach, Florida, and they're also in the Grenadines. So what is Forex trading? Well, it's similar to currency exchange when you go to another country and exchange your money for that country's money. And there's usually a difference in the value of that currency. A trader buys one currency and sells another, and the exchange rate constantly fluctuates based on supply and demand. They make money from small transactions. They're the largest market in the world. And trades affect everything from the price of clothing imported from China to the amount you pay for a drink while vacationing in Mexico. So it's a huge, huge market. Now, how does Novatech make its money? Trading requires the active trading of fiat and cryptocurrency. See, Forex trading is not like trading stocks, where if the market is crashing, everyone is losing money. Or when the market's doing great, everyone's making money. Forex has what they call a bull and a bear market. Bull meaning when currencies are increasing in value, bear meaning when the currencies are losing value. It's possible to still make money in both these situations. It all depends on what position our traders are in when the market is moving. Although traders are skilled to best predict which direction the market may be going, it's far from being predictable. So a PAM account means percentage allocation management module. This is software that is used for foreign exchanges to pay out your return on your investment, or ROI. So the founders of Novatech are Cynthia Pettion, her husband Eddie Pettion, and their chief technology officer is Ricardo Roy. Now, they are believers. They are kingdom leaders. It's a kingdom company based out of Palm Beach, Florida. Now, I want to show you, just take about a few minutes to let you hear directly from Cynthia, her heart, and why she does what she does in Novatech. And this is, if you have been around crypto a while, it's unusual to have the face of the company communicating with its investors as much as she does. And it's very comforting to know the quality of this woman's leadership in this space. So let's take a listen.
We set out to do this 3 years ago. We weren't trying to necessarily save lives. I hear that all the time, but we were just trying to find a solution. There weren't any good solutions out there, and we were tired of seeing failed businesses and people who couldn't feed themselves or pay their bills, and figured, why help everybody else build these great businesses? Because we were leaders ourselves in network marketing, doing a lot of other things. Spent our entire lives in both in the corporate world and in the networking world, helping other people build businesses. And somehow they couldn't always quite get it right. So we decided, you know what? Let's just put our heads together and do it the best way we know how. It's worked now for over 3 years. We're going into our 4th year of business, which we're very proud of. We have a lot of work still to do, I realize, and it's something that we're really looking forward to. So again, just a very special thank you. A couple of things that, we're just really looking forward to is just to be able to just expand currently on what it is that we're doing. One of the things that we learned very early on in this program is we do not want to be, to wear too many hats. We've tried credit cards, we're in the ATM business, we're starting up mining and stuff like that, but we just want to do what we do best. So we want to continue to expand on what it is that we currently do, be able to scale with the amount of people that are joining here, but most of all, just kind of stay ahead of the game. I have to assume a great deal of the people here are probably, in the US or whatever. And as you guys know, things change on a daily basis. Regulations change, rules, laws change. And we've been hearing it from day one. And one of the things that we've always been very careful and mindful to do is to make sure that we're staying ahead of the curve and ahead of the game. So, if regulations change, that we're ready to act on it. If, it's one of the reasons why we got into a mining program that we're trying to launch as well. Unfortunately, COVID hit and wars in Russia hit, and then shipping is expensive and energy is up and gas is up and everything else. Things get delayed, which is totally fine and totally expected. But we just have to keep pushing through and pushing forward with our plans. And we have to be able to conform and evolve as needed so that we can continue what it is that we do. So the plan is never to backtrack or to stop the program or find ways to limit it. The goal is always to continue to build and grow and evolve as needed so that we fit into whatever that puzzle is. Okay, when we launched this program, it was trading and it's been extremely, extremely wonderful and profitable for us. But there's so many other avenues that we also want to be a part of and play a role in, so that we can continue to build as a community and not ever have to worry about who can participate, and who can't because of where they are in the world. This is the single sole business I've ever been in, both with crypto and network marketing combined, where you can literally reach every corner of the world. We're not just talking to people who have money or people who have education or people who can find an opportunity. We're talking to everybody. There's people, building churches and schools and homes and driving cars and feeding their families and stuff that they would have never been able to do before this program came along. And we take a great deal of pride and ownership in that as well. And we need to make sure that whatever we do, we just continue to do it. And failure is not an option for us. So, like I said, we just got to figure out where we fit in at all times so that we don't have to give up on anybody.
All right. I hope you got the spirit of her heart, and she really wants to just bless people and use this platform. And usually a platform like this that is a hedge fund requires hundreds of thousands of dollars to get involved. So a big question we often get is Novatech licensed with the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission? They are not. We are not licensed with SEC. We are private traders. Our jurisdiction does not require licensing. Novatech is registered both with MetaTrader and the Financial Services Authority of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, which requires that we remain in good standing in order to perform our services. However, the trading activity and company structure is statutorily exempt from regulation from such authorities. In the US, Novatech is registered as a crypto hedge fund. We do not trade Forex for US residents. Note, US accounts are tied to US citizens inside the trading platform and do not trade on foreign exchange. Novatech is using crypto bots to generate profits, which is the hedge fund. Their Forex trading is from other countries' profits that are put into the pot to figure out the ROI. So some of you might say, well, that's great. Some of you say, well, that's concerning to me. Well, when you look at decentralized platforms, that's the reason they're decentralized. There is going to be regulations coming forth before we know it around all crypto. But until now, because of the way they are structured, they're not within the SEC. Novatech is a privately held company with offices in Palm Beach and the Grenadines and the Caribbean. So their chief technology officer explains how they do trading. We won't take time to watch his presentation, but it's on this website. It's 16 minutes long. And I know some of you just like to drill down into the nuts and bolts of, okay, how can they deliver those kinds of returns? Well, he explains their process in that video. And in the back office, there are many videos like this. So let's take a snapshot at several features of Novatech over their 3-year history. As I've mentioned, they deliver an average of 2 to 4% per week gains over the last 3 years. And their average over those 3 years was 2.9% a week. They pay out every Friday their ROI, and every Saturday they pay affiliate commissions and profit sharing. We'll explain more on that in a moment. They have an auto reinvest feature on Fridays where you don't have to actually go on the site to reinvest. It will automatically reinvest and send you a confirmation email. They've never had losing weeks thus far, which is quite amazing. Even when crypto went from 68,000 to 17,000, they still paid out like 1%. It was amazing. You reinvest either to compound your investment, or you have the choice to withdraw. You can withdraw anytime you want. Your ROI can be withdrawn within 48 to 72 hours on average. Now, funds are not locked up, but withdrawing trading capital within the first 90 days does incur a 15% fee. After that, there is no fee to withdraw. There's no such restriction if you're withdrawing your Friday weekly ROI. As I mentioned, the owners are highly visible. There is a $25 a month management fee until you reach $25,000 in your account, and then that goes away, and then you qualify for a bonus on your ROI. They've never failed to pay on time. They pay 70%, 70% of their profit is used that goes out to investors. 30% is retained to operate the business. So 70% of the profits go to the membership. Now, they are fully transparent on what they do. The company has their own brokerage firm. They have long-term sustainable affiliate pay plans that pay out 7 different ways. There's no requirement to share. If you don't want to build an affiliate program, you don't have to. You can just earn your passive income from the profits. They do the work, you get the ROI. Now, the way that you invest money into Novatech is you open an exchange account and you convert those dollars into Litecoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin, or USDT. Then you trade. When they start trading for you, they trade a maximum of 20 to 30% of their total assets at any one time, which is limiting the risk. And you can get started as little as $100. But you must be sponsored by someone else. And there are 510,000 registered funding members as of January 2023, and their liquidity pool is over $1 billion. So if these guys were scams, they'd be gone long before now. So what are some barriers to creating wealth with Novatech? Well, startup capital. Initial investment is often too great, but with Novatech, you can start with as little as $100. The other barrier we talked about was knowledge of the industry. Well, you don't have to have a lot of knowledge with Novatech because they're trading for you, and you really don't need to have the knowledge because they have it. How about risk? Well, the older you get, the less risk you can afford, but they have a proven track record going on 4 years, and they've never failed to pay out. That doesn't mean that you should not put in money that you cannot afford to lose, because it's still a risk capital type of investment. How about return rates? When we look at the stock market or money market rates or certificates of deposits, and that 3-year average, though, of 2.9% weekly, that's 50% over 3 years. That's an incredible return. How about time? Do you have to buy and hold? No, you start making money the first week. And that's what I and Pamela have been so impressed about. You keep it. How secure is it? Is its future earning power? Well, they're entering their 4th year of consistent returns, and they've never had a loss. So any way you look at it, these guys are very impressive. So let's look at perhaps the greatest benefit of all. They've got a long-term proven performance of passive income. You grow your own affiliate business for very little investment if you want to build a business. And this is a great opportunity to build a business. Keep your investment outside government intervention. We are seeing more and more of that. And this is another consideration when you talk about investment. How much control is the government going to have? Now, currently, there are a few states that do not allow this type of trading: Montana, California, Alaska, Texas, and South Carolina, and the western provinces of Canada, of Saskatchewan and the BC. Now, there are ways to get around that, and your sponsor can explain that. We won't get into that tonight, but there are ways. If you live in one of those states, we can help you work around that. So looking at the most recent December, The returns were 2.68%, 2.14, 2.73, 2.40, and 1.25. And that one was because of a shorter trading week. But the average for that month was 11.20. As I say, they've never missed a payout. Now, when we look at a three-year average, you can see 550% total return over that period for 37 consecutive months. Now, I want you to look at, here was May, which was a big crypto crash, and they still paid out 7%. And so very impressive. So some people say, is this a multi-level marketing company? No, it is not. However, they do have an affiliate program that pays in 7 ways, which allows you to build income from teams. The success of the company is not dependent on the affiliate program to succeed. Income is not dependent on the affiliate program. They trade, and the way they make their money is trading, the trading balance. Some of the distinctives is that you have the option to receive passive income without ever sharing it with anyone, because you'll automatically grow based on your ROI. Unlike multi-level marketing, Novatech has a very high retention rate, almost 100%. That's because there's no motivation to leave when you start making money the first week. In most MLM companies, you find that people leave because the pressure of having to recruit people. Well, you don't have to do that here. And it's a natural flow of helping people make money that has a proven track record. So let's talk just briefly about the affiliate program. There are 7 ways you can get paid in the affiliate program. One is through direct referral bonuses when you introduce someone else into the program. Secondly, indirect referral bonuses when that person you signs up someone there, you get a little piece of that. And then fast track bonuses, check matching weekly bonuses, residual bonuses, rank achievement bonuses, and rank-based profit sharing. We won't take time tonight to get into each of those, but we have a video that explains all of these in detail. So we have a compensation plan video at our support page at 818novatechsupport.com. If you are interested in that, you can go to that page. So let's look at a typical example of what might happen if you're in the affiliate program. And let's say that you you sign up a bronze person that is $1,000, which qualifies between $500 and $24.99 is the bronze membership. So you would get a $50 bonus for a $1,000 investment. You would also get an indirect bonus if someone signed up under them for the same amount. Now, if you enroll 3 or more in the first 45 days, you would get $100 for that. Your check matching, which is you earn a percentage of your downline ROI, and let's say $1,000 a week, 4,000, that equals $120 with times 5%, that's $6. How about residual income, which is a percent of that $25 a month fee? That's $1.25. And let's say you achieve a rank achievement of 25,000 in volume for platinum status, you would get $100 for that. So that's $259. And now let's say that you have a $5,000 account balance at 3% weekly return. That would generate for you $600 a month, plus that affiliate income would be $849. Now that may not sound like a great deal of money, but consider what happens if you have 10, 20, or 100 people in your affiliate network. You can see how that can grow very quickly. So they have a great back office. It's very comprehensive. They show you what's been reinvested, how to cash out, your sales reports, video tutorials, income reports, downline reports, performance reports, media tools, support links, a PowerPoint there in the back office, and your support portal, and your auto compound feature. And they have a new back office that's coming out in May. When you come on, one of the things we recommend is you set up your auto transfer, which automatically reinvest your money, and you get an email that afternoon. So let's talk about cashing out your weekly ROI from your bonus account. That takes 48 to 72 hours. Cashing out from your trade balance takes 10 to 14 business days. Normally, you withdraw with the same currency you deposited in your wallet address, but you can withdraw using a different currency if you choose to. Now note, cashing out from your trade balance in less than 90 days has a 15% penalty. Otherwise, there are no penalties or transaction fees to withdraw. So let's talk about a typical way of cashing out. So let's say that you have a trading balance of 5,000 and you have a payout on Friday of 2.9%. Well, that's $145. So you would request a ROI cash on Friday, and then that by Monday, that cash is transferred to your exchange, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. Sometimes it's running longer. And you convert that digital currency to fiat currency, and then it can be going back into your bank account, or you can put it on a Visa debit card and spend it from that. So cash out of principal takes 14 to 18 business days. Withdrawal before 90 days has a 15% penalty. Now, Pamela and I have experienced very good returns on our experience. We've been in it 6 months, going on our 7th month. We have had a 360% return on that from June of this last year to December of 22. So, of course, we have been active with the affiliate program, and so we have been very happy with that. So what are my tax liabilities? Well, the rule in the US is you are not taxed until you bring crypto out and convert it to US dollars. Or if you convert to another crypto, it is then that it is a taxable event. Novatech does not issue tax forms at the end of the year, as they are serving clients all over the world using crypto, a decentralized form of investment, not dollars. Your exchange would issue a tax information after that transaction takes place at the end of the year. You are not taxed on the reinvestment until you cash it out to US currency. So my rules on crypto trading: it's still the wild, wild west, lots of volatility. Ask for God's wisdom before you invest, and never, never, never invest what you cannot afford to lose. This is risk capital after you've satisfied all those other investment goals. Do your own due diligence. It's your decision. Start slow and build confidence in the platform. Test the system by making sure you can take funds out before putting in more money. Now, I've taken out over 13 times, and that 360 doesn't even include what I've taken out. And I've taken out over 40% of what I have put in. So seek God for wisdom and confirmation. You don't know what you don't know about the future of crypto. So you must be careful how much you invest, and always try to recoup your capital so you're playing with house money. And that's a good piece of wisdom. You see, faith is often spelled R-I-S-K. And you know, when the people of Israel crossed into the Jordan, they were carrying the Ark of the Covenant. They could have lost it in the river. But faith often does require risk. And so that's just part of, investing risk capital. Now, I want to shift just for a moment and talk about another issue that's concerning to me, and that is about the overreach of government and banks into our financial lives, about having a place to invest money that cannot be frozen by the government, and having a decentralized place to have investments. The deep state's effort to control crypto is coming upon us. And just this past March, there was an executive order by Biden number 14067 that introduced the idea of central bank digital coins being introduced. And this is a form of moving from physical money to digital currency, and would allow the government surveillance of all US citizens and total control over bank accounts and purchases. So how are we going to fight that and avoid being the victims of that? Novatech could be one of your answers to avoid government intrusion. So I want to show you a brief video that talks about this type of activity.
Vaccine passports or digital ID wallets or whatever name they call it. In Italy, it's the green passport. We have new names and they keep morphing them to help them market it. If it snaps into place with an all digital financial system, including CBDCs, they will convert our home, our car, and our communities into digital concentration camps. And I don't use that term lightly. At that moment, there will be no hope of building anything. We will have entered into a slavery system in which a handful of the most powerful people in the world can strip you and I of our assets, of our children, and control literally every aspect of our life, where we go, what we read, what we say, and what we eat. And of course, as you know, they're planning insects and synthetic food. This is Richard Werner, the top academic scholar in the world on central banking. He wrote the book and did the documentary, The Princes of the Yen, about the Japanese central bank. Here he is in Malmo, Sweden in May.
The nature of this CBDC, what is it actually going to look like? They never talk about that.
Right.
But I heard one European central banker tell me what it's going to look like. He saw it and it was around this large and would be implanted under your skin.
CBDC. If that happens, we're done.
They started their CBDC. Maybe we should start having the conversation of, gosh, this looks like the mark of the beast.
COVID makes it accelerates the process of digitalization and automatization. It legitimizes the deployment of mass surveillance, even in democratic countries, and it makes surveillance go under your skin.
Wallet Moore says the $300 chip is the size of a grain of rice. You'd most likely have it implanted in your hand, and once it's activated, you can use it at a checkout by just swiping your hand.
All right. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? So I want to let you hear from a couple of investors. And I'm going to start with Lisa. I call Lisa our crypto queen, and she is out of Canada. And so, Lisa, tell us why you got into Novatech, and anything else you can tell us about the program that you like, and how are you doing with it?
Well, thank you, Oz, for having me on. I have been involved in Novatech just maybe 2 days before you, so probably about 7 months now. But I wasn't new to crypto when I got involved with Novatech. I've been involved in crypto since 2018. Got started in a platform similar to this one. It was trading Forex. And I've been living off of crypto now since 2020. So this was definitely a God thing. I didn't come into crypto. I mean, he put it in front of me, and here I am today. What I love about Novatech is that it's been around for 3 years, like you mentioned in your presentation. It's working on its fourth now. And in this crypto space, there aren't too many platforms that have had this type of track record. In fact, I've never found one. And I've been in a few other platforms. But to say that this one's been around and they're in their fourth year, they've never had a negative week, and they pay out consistently, is, I mean, unheard of, really, in this space. So I'm just having a blast in this platform, in this opportunity, this project. I love the fact that the founders are Christians. Lots of people that, obviously the people that we work with are mostly Christian, and we can really use, everyone has the kingdom mindset of really taking these funds and using them to advance God's kingdom. And as your video was showing earlier, just before you introduced me, you know, we see a lot of things kind of manifesting that we see in that we know that's coming, that the Bible tells us about. So this is a great way to kind of prepare us and to be able to run this race, right, you know, till Jesus comes back.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Thank you, Lisa, and you've been a big help to us. And I'm going to ask, let's see here, Ron, actually, Robert, I'm going to ask Robert to share with us. And let me see if I can pull him up. And there we go. There's Robert. Okay, Robert. Now, Robert is a longtime friend of mine, and he runs a workplace ministry called Kings and Priests, and here in Atlanta. And so, Robert, you inquired about this when we were, I forget how it came about, but tell us about your experience with Novatech.
Well, my experience is very similar to your and Pamela's experience, where my wife got a hold of this first, and I said, there's no way I'm going to get involved in this.
Mm-hmm.
Until she talked to you. And next thing I knew, she had transferred and opened an account with Novatech with about $5,000. And I was like, okay, we can really lose $5,000. And so I think about a month or so went by, and so she's just walking around smiling. And I saw what the returns were on putting that $5,000 to work. So that was in August of 2021. In September, I signed up and put in $5,000 myself. And so the returns have been fantastic for us. But as someone who has been teaching on wealth building and financial prosperity over the last several years, I was looking for a plan where I can help other people and to go beyond just education. I used to teach business at University. I've taught business and finance in hundreds of churches, and it had to go beyond education. But this is a plan that actually people can get involved in and actually make money. So all of the teaching that I have been doing over the last couple of decades is now being manifested because of Novatech and having a real plan. And really what sold it for me was the compounded interest. And you shared tonight how putting in $500, putting it to work in 5 years, if you're disciplined to keep that $500 there and keep reinvesting, you actually can become a liquid millionaire of $1.88 million. And so that's what sold me on it, and my wife. And so it's been a really great journey so far.
Well, thanks, Robert. And, I think you meant 22, August 22. Yeah.
Yeah, my wife, she's over here. She just corrected me. Okay. Here's my Pamela. How's that?
All right. I also want to introduce Ron Hart to you. And Ron has been a longtime friend of mine. And Ron and I are in our retirement age bracket. And so we have to look at investments that have some stability to them. So, Ron, tell us how you thought about this when you first heard of it from myself, and then how has it, because you've been one of the early adopters in this when I first got in.
Exactly. And I got in 2 days after you got in, and I was telling Lisa, get Oz in really quick so I can come on, And it was just fun for me. Oz and I, we've known each other for over 20 years, and we've done Marketplace Leaders. I'm down on the West Coast. And we've done some things and they didn't work out. But we learned a lot. So you might not have the matrix of money, but we learned a lot of experience on how to smell out things and what to do and what not to do. So I jumped in it because, again, I'm not 49 years old. I'm 76 years old. So it's what I like about Novatech. It's liquid and it's very versatile. You can use it to build for retirement or kids' college, so build assets. I'm using it to build cash flow. So what I put in, like Lisa, I take it out every month and I put it on my crypto debit card and I use it to fund the ministries that are on my heart. So that's what I like about it. I always tell people, why do you want to create wealth? And for me, it's for the kingdom, just like was said earlier. The other thing is, my background was, I've been in Business by the Book, Crown Financial, Dave Ramsey, and they were all about stewardship. But you can't create wealth with stewardship. You have to go out and have some faith, which is a little bit of risk. So when you take that faith step, the rewards are great. But at the same time, you have to say, if I lose my seed money, is that okay? And we teach in our group, get the seed money out as fast as you can. And then it becomes a perpetual money machine that God puts in your hand to say, use it for the kingdom. So I just enjoy doing that and teaching kids about this.
Amen. That's awesome. Pamela, I want to, you and I talked about this as being a source to help fund our ministries. And I know that you encouraged me to get into this whole crypto space. Do you have anything to share with folks about how the Lord helped, how you see this from the Lord's perspective?
I see it as part of the wealth transfer. I've always said that from the beginning, that I believe this is how the Lord is strategically allowing his people to have a sustainable, just like Ron said, he's pulling the money out and using it for ministry, to bless ministries, and having a prison ministry. What we do takes a lot of money, and it's a funding tool. So, but I'm in agreement. Get your seed money out first, and the rest is house money.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're getting close to the end here. Let me just say a few more comments about, how do you get involved? And you can use Novatech to fund a nonprofit by opening an exchange and then using the proceeds to donate to a nonprofit. And this could be ongoing funds for ministry activities or your own retirement. Now, we're not going to leave you alone, though. We provide ongoing support, weekly calls, part of what we call our 818 Kingdom Builders group. We have a WhatsApp group. We have corporate support in the back office. You'll have video tutorials. There's a support webpage that I'm constantly putting things on weekly. You'll have your sponsor help you 24/7. And it's a strong Christian community that's part of this. And so if you want to go to 818kingdombuilders.com, that's where the replay will be for tomorrow. If there are people that need to know about this, or you just want to go through this presentation again, there's also a Telegram group. So there's lots of support in this. So let me just show you how you can remove risk completely in 7 months through compound interest. Let's say you start with $500 at 2.5%. We'll be conservative on our percentage weekly at 7 months. That's going to double your money at 1,000. And so you could take that 500 out and trade now with house money. You could do the same with $2,500. In 7 months, you'll double that. And with 10,000, you'll do the same thing. You'll double that, and you can play with house money. You can even put 100,000 in, and within 7 months, you're going to double that. So that's a way of limiting your risk. Now, so to get started, you've got to have a sponsor. If someone told you about this meeting tonight, I encourage you to circle back with them. They'll be your sponsor. Then you would open what they call an exchange account. We recommend CoinZoom, and then it's like opening a bank account or a brokerage account for crypto. You will then wire money into your account, and then you will trade to crypto inside that account and open your Novatech account through your sponsor's link. And you must, once you open your Novatech account, you must fund it within 48 hours. And that's why we encourage you to open your main CoinZoom or exchange account first. So you can access a document that guides you through that process at 818novatechsupport.com to download our PDF instructions on setting up a CoinZoom account. You can also contact me and Lisa. And before I give you the final details on that, I want to be faithful to my offer to all of you for staying all the way to the end here. You can receive this download by going to biblicalworker.com. biblicalworker.com. That's a free download, no strings attached, and you'll be able to get that downloadable 52 questions and answers on a Biblical Worker great study tool. So Lisa and I are here to help you open your exchange account. We recommend CoinZoom, then wire transfer funds from your bank into your exchange account. It may require a visit to your bank to do that. And once funds are cleared for trading, make an appointment with myself or Lisa or your sponsor to help fund your account. You can contact me at 404-964-2777, or my email address is os@Marketplace Leaders. And both Lisa and I have calendars that you can get on those calendars and contact us that way. And you can replay today's webinar at 818kingdombuilders.com. So Ron, do we have any questions in our Q&A? All right, I see some here. Are there any issues with Australians being involved? Nope, we have plenty of Australians in the program. She's got to sign off. We gave that information. How do I get a sponsor? Well, I can be your sponsor if someone didn't recommend you, and just contact me at os@marketplaceleaders.org or text me at this phone number or make an appointment. Any of those ways you can contact us and we'll be your sponsor. But if someone recommended you to here, I recommend you, letting them be your sponsor. All right, let's see if we got any other questions. We didn't have many questions. We must have been thorough tonight. All right. If you
Ron is muted. He's trying to say something, but he's muted.
Ron's muted.
Okay, I'm sorry. In the chat, there's lots of comments, and some of them we've been through them all. Like sounds like a scam and all this kind of stuff. You just got to do your research, and you choose who you believe, and the ones that are downplaying it, look at who they are. They're probably selling a program that they think is better. But the truth is, all of us said this, we've been in it, every week we've got paid without any issues. The only issue that Novatech has is they're growing so fast. Their technology is a little bit clunky at times, but they're going to have, like Oz says, in May, we'll have a whole new platform. But pretty much everything got answered there, Oz.
Yeah, I see somebody asking about Coinbase, and any exchange works. There's hundreds of exchanges. So Coinbase, if you're outside the country, there might be an exchange more suitable for you. We have a list of all the exchanges internationally to help you with that. Okay.
Somebody was asking about investing in Texas. Those states that Oz had in his presentation, there is a workaround for that. And if you go to the 818kingdombuilders.com, you'll eventually get on a support page, and all the information is there as well. So.
Yeah, Chloe says, if I invest, for example, $1,000, how much of it will be used to trade? Well, if you bring $1,000 into Novatech, they will trade with that $1,000. So the only thing they take is $25 a month, and for the trading platform. If you put, when you open exchange, you need to add maybe 2% more because they take some fees when they convert the dollar into a trading currency like Litecoin. So. All right, good questions.
Another question here, Oz, how is money being made in a business? You sell goods and perform services. It's unclear what is going on here. I assume it's a pyramid scheme. Can you speak to that?
They're trading Forex, foreign exchange, where they're trading one currency in one country for another, and there's differences that are going on 24/7 on the value of those currencies. They're trading on the upside to make a small profit 24/7 off of those trades. They're doing the same thing with crypto, where a crypto goes up or down, and they have bots. They have computers that take the small percentage. That's why they're paying out 70% of the profit. That's what they're paying us from, is their trading profit. It's not a scam. It's a huge business. Forex trading is nothing. I mean, that's been around for a long time. It's a hedge fund. And so there's nothing crazy about that. Just the best way to do it is just put your toe in the water and get comfortable with it yourself, and just see how it works. And then just make sure you have the green light from the Lord to do that. All right, look like some more comments in the chat area. Why do I prefer CoinZoom? I just found that CoinZoom seemed to be operating better for me than Coinbase. Coinbase can be seem like it's a little bit more user friendly, but they've run into a lot of problems here lately. And so I also have a personal relationship at CoinZoom. It's kind of a funny story where I called customer service there and got a hold of a guy kind of high up. He wasn't in customer service. Well, it turns out he was a TGIF subscriber, and we developed a relationship. So whenever I have a problem with CoinZoom, I can pick up the phone and talk to somebody directly, and that has come in handy.
Here's another comment I can respond to, because I'm in California. Why are not they allowed in California? This is just another place of overreach, and because of the signs of the times that the overreach is coming, Novatech decided we won't do business in California, period. So you would have to come and do a workaround. We do have workarounds in other states that you can come in through, but it's not so much that all the places that Novatech doesn't do is because they've chosen not to do the bureaucracy that state is requiring.
Yeah, and we can expect more of that. And it has nothing to do with Novatech doing anything wrong. California decided, because they could not legislate and control Novatech, they decided, well, we just won't let you operate in California. They actually have a couple of years before that law goes into effect, but Novatech has just decided not to even cross that and just say, well, we would just won't trade in your country, your state. So you're going to see more and more when they start to try to regulate this industry. You're going to see states try to regulate this type of trading, and has nothing to do that they're not legitimate. They are certainly legitimate. Barbara asked a question: can you send LTC or BTC or USD? Yes, you can. If you already have that in your exchange, you can send that right into Novatech. You first have to open a Novatech account and then bring it in.
Yeah. Here's another one, Oz, is bots are everywhere, free on MT4 and 5. What's the big difference? And the big difference is you're having professional traders operate those bots, because if you go in as a novice with a bot, you can lose everything very quickly.
Yeah. Lisa says she was learning Forex one time and it became very difficult. And yeah, the benefit here is they're trading for us. You don't have to know anything about it.
Another one, how long would it take $5,000 to yield $1 million? You would go to that calculator. You can put all those numbers in and just play with it and see. But it would wait 3 or 4 years probably. Yeah, just put in the search for Google calculator, compound interest calculator, and it'll come up and you can play with all sorts of numbers. Yep. All right. You know, one of the things I mentioned, when you bring money out of you're not taxed on it. When you grow your money inside Novatech, you're never taxed on that money until you bring it out and convert it into dollars. So you can really grow a nest egg using Novatech. So, can we sign up with our personal name? Yes, you can do that. And you can also do a company if you would like to. So your wife can have an account, you personally can have an account, you can have a business account. Your business account just needs to have 2 names on it, and they all need to have unique email addresses. You must be 18 years of age to have an account in Novatech. Certainly you could manage an account for someone. All right. Some people are posting their emails in here for us to contact them. The best thing to do is take our emails, my email, send me an email or text me, and we'll be glad to help you. I think they're asking Eric for that. Some of it. Yeah, you can follow up with Eric if Eric is your sponsor. Is there a minimum? $100 is the minimum. We recommend you at least try to get to 500 as quickly as possible, just because that $25 a month will eat into that quickly. If you have 500, you're going to make more than the 25 in interest for a month. All right. Well, I think we have come to the end of our time. It looks like one last question here. What's in it for the sponsor? Well, the sponsor is head of your affiliate program. And so we mentioned earlier that there are 7 different ways you can earn additional income by being an affiliate. And so those are covered in the compensation plan. And so if you're a sponsor, you earn a little piece of that person that you are sponsoring into the program. All right, Ron, do you think we got anything else here? I think we're doing good, Oz. Great call.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for being with us. Again, reach out to me or Lisa. We're glad to onboard you, or reach out to your sponsor who told you about the call. They can help you as well. So God bless and thank you for being with us. We're glad to help you, and let's all create some wealth for